Up-to-date forecast. Here's KATC meteorologist Daniel Phillips.
All right, everyone, let's talk about the tropics. 3 different systems worth talking about, one of which is really going to be the focus of this discussion. You got one in the central Atlantic. That's expected to become a tropical system here soon, probably next several days. We'll see. It's Ida and Julian are the next 2 names. Unsure which one's going to get the designation first. Just kind of wait and see. Another one in the eastern Atlantic, a little bit less impressive. And even the one in the central doesn't look as good as it did yesterday. Now, the 2 out in the east, those are going to remain in the east. The one that we are going to focus all of our time on here is the one that is out in the Caribbean right now, because that is going to make a run up into the Gulf of Mexico. Conditions here, very, very favorable for development. So expecting over the next couple of days that you're going to see some system develop from here. As of right now, there's no active storm. There's no center of circulation. There is no tropical depression, tropical storm, or anything like that. But we've got a cluster of thunderstorms that are going to be worth watching, especially as they do work their way into this part of the world. Models have been pretty consistent over the last really week or two that we were going to see some kind of tropical development here, but there are still a lot of question marks. And now as we start to fine-tune the forecast, we start talking about some of the inconsistencies. So by the time we get to Friday, Saturday, we're looking for development coming off the Yucatan Peninsula out into the central Gulf of Mexico. This is the GFS. There's a lot of different models, all of which are slightly different than the other. This is going to work its way northwards and could come as a hurricane up through the central part of Louisiana. This is Monday evening. Euro is a little further west and a little faster as well. It brings it offshore at about 7 a.m. It's about 12 hours faster than what the GFS is as a weaker storm. When you look at this, keep in mind that we have seen this change run to run to run. Yesterday morning, it was in Mexico, then it came up through Texas, then it came up out over towards Sabine Pass, now closer to Vermilion Bay. If that trend continues, it would continue to slide that further to the east. That is certainly possible. We'll get another run of data coming up in another about 6 hours or so, and we'll have a better idea if this is a trend or if this thing is going to start to stall out in central Louisiana. Too early to tell. There's still a spread of models that are going to be out there, and there's still a lot of question marks as well. Here's a look at some of the spaghettis. Now, you can see they're starting to cluster a little bit, but there's not quite as many. They haven't started running all of the different models on this thing yet. It just really got the designation earlier this morning. So we're going to be getting more data, and of course, these forecasts change rapidly until there is an actual storm in place. But again, you got to talk about a cluster of storms that are coming up through Louisiana. So that's what we're going to be monitoring over the next couple of days. This is all going to be playing out early next week. Forecasting is a process. Last week or so, we started talking, hey, down there, it looked like there was going to be something that was going to try and develop. That was that pattern recognition. Now we are looking for the trends. Does this thing continue to trend to the east? Does it trend back west? Does it trend stronger? Does it trend weaker? Each different run is going to give us another piece of the puzzle. A forecast is like putting a puzzle together where the picture is constantly changing and you get one piece at a time, and that is spread out over days. By the time we get to the weekend, we're going to have a better understanding of what this storm is going to do. The time right now, start reviewing that hurricane plan. Be ready to start your prep maybe over the weekend if things continue to trend the way they are. Again, not a guarantee. You can read all about this over at KTC.com. I got a little more time to get into a little more detail. We're going to have your extended forecast coming up in just a little bit at 6:49 right now. It's 75 degrees.